Hi Facebook friends, this is another version of Makeup Monday, and it is Friday. Our makeup version is a little bit late today, but we're going to work on how to fill in eyebrows because so many of you have asked how to do that. So I'm going to get started with my model Muriel, one of our coworkers here at Frank Dronda Salon and Spa in Wheaton, and I have picked our TG Cosmetic Brow Sculpting Duo. This is going to be in brunette. It also comes in blonde. You can use the blonde on brunettes, you can use the brunettes on blondes, but because my model Muriel has darker red hair, I'd like to go ahead and use the brunette on her today. I have also picked up my TG angle brush, and this is going to help me to fill in her brows with a natural look so that they don't look too drawn on and filled in. So we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and load my makeup brush with the powder side, which you're going to notice has a little bit of a different consistency and is a little bit lighter. The powder is right here, and then the wax is here, so the wax will be a little bit darker, and I'll tell you how to use that in just a few minutes. So again, I'm loading my angle brush with some of that brunette powder, and I'm going to start on her right eyebrow, and I'm actually going to start right at the arch of her brow and work my way forward and then go all the way back. This is going to ensure that the brow looks as natural as possible and that the color actually sits on the skin instead of just sitting on top of those hairs. This helps to ensure the longevity of the color as well. And the nice thing about this powder is that you can layer it as well, so if you want a little bit of a stronger brow, you can just continue to add more color. And like I said last time, it's just makeup, not tattoos. If you or your client don't like it, it's no big deal. You could just go ahead and remove it. The nice thing about my model Muriel is that she keeps up with her eyebrow waxes too, which helps to ensure a more natural, sculpted brow. And it makes it easier for your application because you know exactly where you need the powder to go. Now if you want to go ahead and take a look at the difference in her brows for right now, you can see this brow's a little bit more sculpted. We're not finished with it yet, but I do want to go ahead and fill in her right eyebrow before we get started with the wax. So I'm going to have you turn your head towards me just a tiny bit, Muriel. And again, we're starting at the arch and working our way backwards. And notice how I'm not using one long motion. Just like when I lined the lips on our red lip video, I'm using very soft feathered motions so that it gives it a natural hair-like effect. If we started from point A and went all the way to point B without any breaks in between, it would look unfortunately like those old lady eyebrows sometimes that you see. Muriel knows what I'm talking about. Another important thing to remember is that your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. They are never going to look exactly the same. Accept it now. That is okay. It will save you 20 minutes of hassle in the morning. And again, just working backwards and then settling those hairs back down. Do you see how nice and sculpted her brows are now? So for the finishing touches, I'm going to go ahead again and come to my wax pot here. I'm going to use the wax portion of the Brow Sculpting Duo, and you're not going to want to go too heavy with this because it does have a little bit of a darker coloring. And it's a different consistency, so it's going to lay a little bit differently on the skin. But I'm just using the wax to help to set her eyebrow hairs into place. Sometimes the way we sleep on our faces and on our eyebrows can make them a little bit fuzzy. And this is just going to help to settle her brows into place. The wax is also nice to use if you've got areas in your brows where you have holes. You can just set that on the skin and it helps to darken that area in, and then just follow with the powder. And it helps to fill in those areas where your eyebrows might be a little bit more sparse. Now my last little tip, you see how I got just a little bit dark on the ends here? I'm going to grab my mascara wand, a clean mascara wand, and just brush through her brows. And that will help to lighten up that area if you feel like your brows are a little bit too dark. This is a really easy way to lighten up that area without having to remove it and start all over again. And we're all finished with Muriel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next Monday.